So a few months ago, Oakley announced their version of the Meta smart glasses. And at the time, they had better video specs and better battery life than the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I wasn't exactly a huge fan of the design, but aesthetics weren't my #1 priority. What I really wanted was just an easy way to capture POV footage. And of course, I wanted the best video quality possible. So I ended up grabbing a pair. I spent a little over $500 for a version with transition lenses. And then of course, not too long after that, Ray-Ban announced their 2nd gen Meta glasses with basically the exact same photo and video specs as the Oakleys. So naturally, I ended up grabbing a pair of those as well. Also around $500 with transition lenses. Now both pairs are excellent. You really can't go wrong either way you go, but I did end up selling the Oakleys and keeping the Ray-Bans, as you can see. And in this video, I'll pretty much explain why, along with give you a realistic idea as far as what you can expect if you're considering either one. I spent about 2 months with the Oakleys and they did exactly what I needed them to do. I took them on a family trip to Disney World, and honestly, a lot of the footage I captured is stuff that I'll keep for the rest of my life. And just a quick side note, if you have kids, especially younger kids, Meta glasses, whether it's the Oakleys or the Ray-Bans, are incredible for capturing early memories. You can stay in the moment and capture the moment without constantly pulling out your phone. As long as you're wearing the glasses, you've got a camera ready to go at a moment's notice. Now, design-wise, the two are pretty different. The Oakleys have a very angular frame, a lot of lines, a lot of edges, a lot of points. Also, the nose bridge is noticeably thicker, and on my face, I just don't think they look that good. When I see them on other people, I think they look fine. They definitely have that performance, sports-inspired Oakley vibe, but personally, I'm just not a huge fan of how they look on me. Now, when it comes to the Ray-Bans, and these are the Wayfarers, by the way, they've got a much more rounded design. There are a few different styles to choose from as far as Ray-Ban goes, but this frame is much more uniform and it just flows better overall. They look like traditional glasses, and I think they're a bit more stylish. So that's definitely a big thing to consider, just the overall look and style preference. And honestly, that's one of the main reasons I went with the Ray-Bans. Now, something else worth mentioning is sizing. The Ray-Bans come in 2 different size options. You've got standard and you've got large, which gives you a little bit more flexibility depending on the size and shape of your face. The Oakleys, on the other hand, only come in 1 size. If you want, you can check the exact dimensions of every option on Meta's website. Personally, I went with the standard Ray-Bans and they seem to fit me really well. And even though the size and weight difference between the two is minimal on paper, the Ray-Bans feel noticeably lighter on my face. It might just be the frame design or how they sit on my nose, but overall, I find the Ray-Bans slightly more comfortable. Now, obviously, POV photos and videos are the main draw when it comes to these glasses, but another big benefit is open ear audio. You can listen to podcasts, audiobooks, or music while staying aware of your surroundings. Now, with that said, when it comes to music in particular, the audio quality on both the Oakleys and the Ray-Bans is pretty flat. And that's not a knock on either one. At the end of the day, these are glasses with built-in cameras. They're not headphones, but it's something to keep in mind. Podcasts and audiobooks, as well as phone calls, all sound great, but music doesn't have the same energy or punch. And that's where a pair of open earbuds make a lot more sense. A pair I've been checking out recently are the Talix Aurahalo G1. These are actually a sub-brand of the company Lenovo. They clip onto your ears while giving you that same open ear awareness. Now, the big difference here is sound quality. Compared to the Meta glasses, these deliver a much more lively and full sound. There's more presence in the bass, you get a broader sound stage, and a lot more range thanks to 13mm drivers, which makes music listening a lot more enjoyable. They're also incredibly lightweight. Each earbud weighs just 5.2 grams, so they're comfortable enough to wear for long periods without fatigue. The flexible silicone design adapts to pretty much any ear shape, and because of the secure fit, they stay in place even when you're moving around. Battery life is also solid. You get up to 7 hours per charge, 28 total with the case, plus fast charging that gives you around 2 hours of playback from just a 10-minute charge. They're also IPX4 water resistant, which makes them great for workouts. Right now, they're on sale for the holidays. You can get them up to 20% off, which takes the price down to $89. And if you use the code on the screen, you'll get an extra 5% off on top of that. If you're interested, the link is in the description. Now, getting back to the glasses, both offer 12 megapixel photos, and honestly, the quality is solid on both. I know we're used to hearing about 48 megapixel iPhones or 200 megapixel Samsung cameras, but as long as you're not trying to zoom in like crazy, you can actually get some really nice photos. Both also shoot 3K video resolution, and one quick tip, they're set to record 1080p by default, so you want to go into the settings and make sure you switch that over to 3K. And I haven't really noticed too much difference in terms of video quality between the two. For casual POV footage, which is their intended use, I think they're both excellent. The storage is the same on both as well. You get 32 gigabytes on each, which works out to around 1,000 photos or over 130-second video clips. The controls are also the same on both. You've got the capture button on the right, tap for a photo, press and hold for a video. You can also use voice commands like, "Hey Meta, take a photo," or "Hey Meta, start recording." And also on the right side, there's a touch sensitive area where you can swipe to control volume. You can tap or double tap to play, pause, or skip tracks. And you can tap and hold to activate hands-free controls. Now, we talked about the design of the glasses themselves, but the charging case is another area where I prefer the Ray-Bans. First off, I just think it looks better. I think the brown leather design looks and feels premium. Whether it's on your desk, whether it's on your nightstand, the Ray-Ban case is just a nice looking accessory. The Oakley case is totally fine. It protects the glasses, it charges them, and the design matches the sporty aesthetic of the glasses. But just purely based on style, I gotta give it to the Ray-Bans. I also prefer the way the Ray-Ban case opens. It seems like the flap design opens up a little bit wider, which makes it easier to grab the glasses. With the Oakleys, I often found myself touching the lenses just trying to get the glasses out of the case, which meant more smudges, which also meant more wiping, and that's just an issue I haven't run into with the Ray-Bans. Also, if you ever lose or damage your case, a replacement for the Ray-Bans is about $40 cheaper than a replacement for the Oakleys. Now, just like the camera specs, battery life is also the same on both. Each pair will get you around 8 hours per charge with standard use, plus an additional 48 hours from a fully charged case. Both also support fast charging, which will get you to about 50% in just 20 minutes. And that feature definitely came in clutch when I took the family to Disney. Whenever the battery would get too low, I just toss them in the case, and by the time we got to our next attraction, they would be good to go for a few more hours. Both also have a total of 5 microphones, and they work extremely well for phone calls. I took calls in the middle of Disney World with the Oakleys, and I took some video chats in the middle of New York City with the Ray-Bans, and I didn't have issues with either one. Now, there is a mic adjustment option in the settings if you need it, but honestly, I've never had to touch it with either pair. At the end of the day, the specs and the features are identical on both, so it really just comes down to the look, the fit, and just the personal style preference. And for me, I just happen to prefer the Ray-Bans. So that pretty much covers it for this video. Hopefully you found it to be helpful. Also, if you're interested in grabbing either pair, be sure to check out the links in the description. Aside from that, appreciate you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.